The public figure that I chose is Rosie from Blackpink. Rosie, or Rosalind Park, is a Korean New Zealand singer raised in Australia. Now she's based in South Korea as a member of Blackpink. She is recognized for her role as the main vocalist of a girl group Blackpink. She is also well known for her dancing skills and outstanding beauty. She is also considered one of the most successful K-pop idol in the industry. In this presentation, I will be analyzing how identity and culture are expressed in the language of art and visual choreography through Rosie's lyrics and music video, On the Ground. Her music video is rather simple but beautiful and meaningful. Here are some parts of the lyrics. In the first line she says, "My life has been magic seems fantastic." The word seems is intentionally chosen here since seem is often used to refer to what one thinks that something is true, emphasizing that it is simply just an opinion and not a fact. Another interesting reference to this message here is in the second line. You find out that your gold is just plastic. Gold is often used to refer to wealth, and also a symbol of love, wisdom, and magic, which is correspond to when she says, "My life is magic" in the first line. As we see here, she uses the word you and I. As for you and I in the song, she is referring to Rosie, the famous Rosie, and the old Rosalind. And evidence supporting this point is the two versions of Rosie sitting by each other while she's watching herself playing the piano. This evidence is a reference to her losing or having to shed a part of her identity as a result of becoming famous. I'm way up in the clouds and they say I've made it now. This line here, she's trying to say that she made her way to a goal, and people often assume that she must have everything that she wants and probably is living her best life. But this line here says otherwise. But I figured out everything I need is on the ground. Again, she is reconfirming the fact that what people believe is not actually how she feels. In fact, her success had made her loss a part of her identity as she realized that the old and lively, passionate Rosie is what she really needs. In other words, all she needed was already on the ground. Now we will be looking at the visual aesthetic of the music video. At the first few seconds of the music video, we see a short clip of an object falling from the sky, which is a reference to the following myth. A reference to this is the Greek myth Icarus. In the myth, Icarus received a pair of wings to fly, and he became so overwhelmed by his power. In order to prove his power, he flew high up to the sun. As a result, he had gotten too close, and he fell right from the sky with his wings burned and finally fell into his death. There are many integrations of the Greek myth and Icarus, the second one being her feather costume. The most obvious allusion can be seen in the last few seconds of her music video, as we can see where Rosie is falling from the sky. The combination of lighting, background, and composition helped create an allusion to Icarus painting on the right. The message being portrayed in this scene is the social context of Rosie's career. The music video shows a representation of Icarus, who have lost his wings from being too overwhelmed by his power, similar to how Rosie had forgotten her real meaning of life due to her path and fame of becoming an idol. In this scene, we also see that she's not only losing her identity in the industry, but she's also losing a part of herself and her joy. In these two scenes, where Rosie is writing her name on the mirror, Rosie's appear in the first mirror where she wrote her stage name Rosie. However, we can see that there is no reflection of her on the other shot where she wrote Rosalind, or her given name. As mentioned on the first few slides, Rosie is Korean by blood, but she was raised in Australia, meaning that most of her childhood experience was made in Australia. In this scene, we can see Rosie walking out of her limousine, which has been lit on fire. If we look closely at the background, we can see a small theater. According to an interview with Rosie, she claimed that it was supposed to be a theater in Australia near her old neighborhood. Personally, I think the scene can mean both ways. First one being her escaping the idol career, And the second one being her accepting her new self, the famous Rosie, and losing a part of her old identity or her real identity. Because as we see here, it's a picture of another different theater. This one, according to the same interview, it's supposed to be the one in Seoul, Korea. Her walking away from the old theater suggests that she's walking away from her old self and her childhood, in which we can say that she have lost her old identity and learned to accept the new one. Although you can see from her facial expression that she's feeling lighthearted. This suggests that she might not be enjoying her new life as an idol, although she's doing it to follow her dream, her childhood dream and passion, becoming a singer and dancer. To conclude this, I would say that Rosa is pretty much satisfied with her accomplishment. But as you might have heard of, celebrity career comes with both pleasurable experiments and a new identity being forced upon you. As a result of this, many idols and celebrities have lost their true identity in order to satisfy their fans and the company they're working for. Same goes for Rosie here, as the music video suggests that she had came to a realization that she preferred the old no-name Rosie better. And that's the end of the presentation. Thank you.